I'm going to call this meeting to order. It is May the 28th, 2024. I'm Dion King. We have the Mayor's Commission on Reparations meeting today. And I want to start off with a roll call. So if you could, Eric, if you could do our roll call, and those that are here will respond with here or present. We'll appreciate it.
Mr. Bowles. Commissioner Ellis.
Eric, could you raise your volume?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Ellis.
Present.
Commissioner Ford. Commissioner Hartsfield. Commissioner Hearn. Okay, hold on. Commissioner Bowles just came in. Commissioner Jones. Commissioner King.
Here.
Commissioner Lyman. Commissioner Morris. Commissioner Wiesman.
Present.
And Commissioner Tahi.
Present.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone. And I'm sure there'll be a couple more that will be joining us. I did get a call from Commissioner Kelly Hearn. She will not be present today, but she did call in for if there's any assignments that she's looking forward to a follow-up email on that. That's the only one that we received today. I'm going to go ahead with approval of the meeting minutes. Do we have the April minutes? Okay, we don't have April. Do we have March? Okay, so we can't approve any minutes today. Let's go right into our chair reports. If we have any chairs that are here, we certainly would love to hear some of the progress and meetings that you've had. I'm looking at the screen now. We have two chairs that are on the screen. Either one of you want to go ahead?
I'll go. Short report. We did
Hello.
not meet. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, the Economics Subcommittee did not meet at our scheduled time this month. Apparently, the city was having some cybersecurity problems, and so we did not meet. We are working on our harm statement. That's the thing that we're planning to get confirmed and working on. So we will do that at our next meeting.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And the second Thursday of every month, so second Thursday of June. Second
Thursday of every month. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Tahi. Hi, everybody. Commissioner Ellis, for the Education Subcommittee. Good to see everybody today. Education Subcommittee also fell to the whim of the cybersecurity attack. We're not able to meet. The plan right now is to move forward in a more concerted effort towards African-centered education, whether that be around research, listening sessions, or building out a recommendation towards that direction. I think also in the same vein, creating harm statements that lean towards some of those projects. And the last listening session, I guess I should say the last listening session that we had, the last education subcommittee meeting we had guest speakers, Dr. and Queen Mother Ballard, who were instrumental, and Dr. Tahi was able to provide us with their, not only their story, but a lot of the research that he was involved in aggregating at the time and still fluent in today about the impact of African-centered education on the Black community, on Black students, on Black achievement, and the impact of Black institution building as a whole. And so I think that's the direction that we're going to be moving in terms of listening sessions, in terms of farm statements, and in terms of creation of suggestions for those repairs. So hopefully we're on the second Wednesdays of every month. So I look forward to having everybody there and moving forward in a concerted effort.
Okay, thank you so much. I see, see, who do I see on the screen there? Okay, Dr. Jones, Commissioner Jones.
Did you say Jones?
Yes, I did.
Hello.
Hello.
So are we just going around and talking about our subcommittees or I
Yeah, this
just
is our
joined?
chair report, if you have one.
Okay. Yes, so Bridget Jones, Chair of the Healthcare Subcommittee. So our committee was not able to meet earlier this month due to the outages. So our committee had been working on our first public listening session that we will now have to reschedule. We had selected the date initially of June 19th. However, our featured speaker is not able to make that date. So in our coming meetings, we'll be discussing when we want to reschedule that and also continue to discuss some of the logistics for future plans.
I know that I also serve on that committee and the discussion was to really feature it during Juneteenth. Is there any other date during that week or during the month, do you think?
No, at this point, I don't think it'll be feasible to do it in June. I haven't received an alternative date from the speaker.
And what
Eric-
days, I'm
Oh.
sorry, what days? And then Commissioner Tahi, I'll have you to ask your question.
Mhm.
Commissioner Jones, again, what days do you meet? I'm just writing it all down.
We meet on the second Tuesday of each month.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Commissioner Tahi?
Yes, I just had a question for Eric about the cybersecurity issue. I assume everything has been resolved.
As of,
Excuse me, could you repeat that?
as of last Friday, everything is back up.
Okay, thank you.
So I know this is not on the agenda, but I thought maybe this would be a good time to just pause and think about that, because I know this is seems like the second time that we've had cybersecurity to kind of impede some of our meetings and subcommittee meetings. I don't know, is there, perhaps we should think about a plan B, or there's something else, or are we not able to meet at all? Is there a rule that we know about why we can't meet if there's something that's going on here?
You can meet in person, it's just the internet and everything was down.
So if, okay,
That's the main part. So if you want to meet in person, I think you can still do it, but then no one from outside would be able to log in.
to see that.
They'd have to show up in person as well.
Exactly.
Does anybody recall what our quorum is? Do we even have a quorum today?
I don't think we do.
I don't recall the number. I just, what, there's 6 out of 13.
Yeah, it would be 7 out of 13, I guess. We have what, 6 today?
And we have one, actually, we no longer have 13. We have 12, right? We had a
Oh,
resignation.
that is right.
Yeah.
Were you bringing something to vote on?
No, I just
okay.
was kind of, you mentioned, how can we meet? And I'm going.
Not that many of us, right? Well, I don't know. I just think it lends for good conversation because we, only have 1 or 2 meetings per month. So it'd be nice to kind of have some kind of conversation about what that could look like if we needed to do something alternatively.
Mhm. Eric, our Zoom link is, of course, can come up at any time. The City Hall is down, the Zoom link is still going to work. But it seems as if one of the issues was the city clerk was unable to issue the notice. Was part of the problem?
No, that wasn't the problem. It was more because even if you try to get in it, it still wasn't working.
Oh, even in the Zoom session?
Right, even when I tried to use Teams, it would show up, then I couldn't hear anybody. So when we were doing Teams, we had to do it on our phones. We couldn't do Teams on our laptops or our desktops. So, and Zoom wasn't working all that well either. So that's what.
Wow. Okay.
issue.
Are there any other thoughts with that, commissioners?
I suppose we could, I mean, if we know we're in that type of situation, we could operate on another Zoom um, account not connected to City Hall. But then the city clerk would have to then notice that account, but that would be a way of getting away from City Hall, either Zoom or and in the other accounts. So if we have enough notice, we could do it that way. And we just have to have an alternative account to use.
Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. Any other ideas? Commissioner Ellis or Commissioner Jones? No? Okay. I don't know, it's just something to think about. I would just love to still be able to continue even when we have technical difficulties and just, maybe go back to old school if we have to some months. All right, I'm gonna go right on into subcommittee reports. Anyone present have any subcommittee reports they'd like to provide?
I think those were the reports that we got.
Okay, is that
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm sorry. All right, so I'm just going down the list here. Old business and new business. Anybody have anything new?
I have a couple
Commissioner
items
Fritz?
that
Okay.
may or may not be appropriate for this section, but I'll
Uh-oh.
go ahead and do it.
Uh-oh.
The first one I have is, have we made a written report to the mayor and the council of where we are?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a copy of that?
I know, I think we had talked about it last
We
meeting
did.
as well, and I know that Commissioner Barnes and I had drafted something. It was like a 1 or 2 pager. Is that the same thing that you're talking about?
I just-
as like a progress report and everything?
Yes.
Yes.
And
do
where
that.
we are, and I think we ought to say, and where we think we will, to do something. The ordinance, we had a preliminary report due by now. And I think it's important that we follow up with the city and the mayor to tell them, here's where we are and,
Mhm.
and
That's
what
good.
we are, estimating. Yeah, so if that report's drafted, maybe I don't know if it's not been sent, but I think it ought to be finalized and sent.
Mhm. I know I sent you a copy. I can.
I have not,
resend it.
I looked for it, I didn't get it, which
Okay, let me,
that might be my error too, by the way, so
we can
maybe send
resend
it out to everyone. And
Okay,
do you think it's been sent to the mayor and the city, or do we not know?
that I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know what follow-up Commissioner Barnes had, but I certainly can send that to you and actually to all the commissioners for everyone to look at. And if there are any edits, certainly we can put those in. But you said sort of a progress report to the mayor, to the city
yeah,
council.
yeah.
Okay,
That addresses. We
Everything
were
that we've
given an
done.
assignment, we've missed the date, so I think
well, we extended the date.
who's
Our due
extended?
date, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
We got an extension.
oh, okay, I didn't know that. I knew we talked about it, we're gonna get it done, but, so who would, an ordinance gave us the extension, or we gave ourselves the extension?
Now that part, I don't know. I would just know that they discussed that we have an extension on the
So-
time to be
So
able to.
if somebody could send that to me, I'd appreciate it. That in the
Absolutely.
report, that'd be great.
Okay. Awesome. You said you had another one?
Yeah, I do. So it's my understanding we have an RFP drafted to go out for the research. Is that, it might be the wrong terminology. It's close to RFP. What do you call it?
It's not.
Yeah, it's an RFP, but
RFP.
we know what you're saying.
And so where are we on that? Has it been drafted, and are we targeting some folks to get it out?
I'm not sure exactly where they are with field services on that. I can check and let you know. So you guys.
I'm not able to hear when Eric is speaking. I don't know if he's speaking into the microphone or
Can you hear me now?
a
Or-
little bit better.
Okay, because if I turn my audio on, then it will have like the reverb. Is that can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, I
that
can
better?
hear you now.
Okay. The RFP is, I'm not sure exactly where they are with general services and getting the RFP out. I know that Terry Barnes had communicated with Keeley, so I'm not sure exactly where they're at with that. But I can find out, send an email and send you guys an update.
That and maybe a copy of it, if draft form or if it's final form. Yeah, that'd be fine. Thank you.
Anyone else?
That's
I
what I
have a-
had.
That you have? Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Someone was talking. Is that Commissioner Ellis?
Yeah, sorry.
Hello.
I had a quick question here that may be relevant to both of these points that you and Commissioner Tahi had raised around um contingency plans for lack of online support, or when the Zoom goes down, or when we have issues. And I think also here around like side work, it sounds like, right? So if there's times that we need to work individually, I think I'm just looking for a little bit of clarity around the sunshine law. There's a number of people that are allowed to meet offline, right? And I think that's kind of where I get tripped up around. If we're not able to meet officially, what are the rules for unofficially meeting, and what are we able to do, right? Are we able to accomplish work? I know we can't vote on things because we don't have a quorum, but I think I'm just not very clear on what the laws say about how and when we can meet officially and unofficially.
Good question.
As long as you don't hold me to these numbers, I think, we can meet something short of a quorum. But once you have a quorum, I think it has to be public notice and that kind of, there's a number there that we cannot meet without being in public and the notice and all that goes with the open meetings law.
And is there something that can and cannot be accomplished in these meetings?
Well,
That
I think if it's an official meeting and you're following the open meetings law, you can vote and do everything.
Right,
Today,
right.
I think we're a little shy of a quorum, so I don't think we can officially do anything. So we're having a discussion that it can't officially do anything.
Okay.
But we've
I got
complied
you.
with open meetings law here, so, we're fine to meet.
Okay, and then we can draft documents, we can we can't create anything official because something official would need to be like voted in per se. But we can when it comes to some of that extra work that you were pertaining to, right? When it comes to working on the drafts or working on harm statements, right? Like all those things that are happening in subcommittees, those are okay to be worked on in those small groups without quorum. Is that correct?
I think we had to talk to our council. I think the answer is, I thought those meetings had to be comply with the public, open meetings law, but maybe we're gonna check with council. That's a little outside of my area of expertise.
Okay. Eric,
Just-
can we add that
just-
to a check?
What was that?
Can we add that to a list of things to check on? Because I think as we are looking forward to understanding when we can accomplish work and when we can't, we want to be really clear on the laws.
I got it written down.
Thank you.
Just on the today's attendance, I'm looking at the participants list, and I know Commissioner Reesmeyer and Commissioner Kings are at City Hall. We have 7 today, so we would have a quorum today.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Commissioner Ellis. Eric, I got a text from Janae. Did we get a Zoom link sent out? I think she's trying to find that. So if you could send that to her, please. So that she can report in. So the next on our agenda is the Real Justice Network report. We have someone providing that.
Hi, everybody. Yes.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Justice here.
Hi, Justice.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are doing some work. We changed up a few things. So let me just let you all know what we have in the works. We are doing a reproductive justice bus tour,
Okay.
working with Eric Stafford. And we are tying this to reparations, of course, reparations for reproductive injustices. This year marks the 30th anniversary of reproductive justice. And as I mentioned in the last meeting, I got a little tripped up, but the 12 women of African descent came together in June of 1994 after participating in Bill Clinton's International Conference on Population and Development. And these 12 foremothers worked to center the experiences and needs of Black families in particular who were being ignored in that space, knowing that our issues are multi issues. We are not just a one issue people due to racism, discrimination, and systemic oppression. And so, as a Real Justice Network, as a leading reproductive justice organization in the state of Missouri, we're doing our part to center the need, especially at this important 30-year juncture, the need for reparations for these injustices. We know about them. We know about the Miriam Sims we know about the stealing of our cells with Henrietta Lacks. We know about the mothers of gynecology who were operated on without anesthesia so that they could perfect a surgery for white women. It's called the fistula. And so we're doing this tour. It is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I will send all the details to you. I think I'm supposed to send this to Commissioner Jones, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what Chair Barnes told me to do. If I'm not mistaken, I will
Sure.
send this. I will send this along. Eric will do the tour. I will help him do the tour. And then we're tying this also into, we want to uplift Missouri in particular, our negative numbers as it relates to Black maternal health and Black infant mortality.
Okay.
And so we'll do that on this tour. And then also as a follow-up, and this is where I hope that the commission can really be involved as a follow-up on that Saturday morning, June 29th. We hope to come together, hopefully either at Uzazi Village or over at Bruce Watkins. We're working out the details, getting them finalized this week on that location. But either one of those to have an important discussion around reparations and what that looks like for these reproductive injustices.
Mhm.
And any questions anybody may have. Initially, let me say this. Initially, we were going to show Hakima's film, Pregnancy and Prejudice. However, it's been picked up by KCPT, and they don't want to compete. So we so we won't screen it. We'll let that go through that way. But I think it's important to have this conversation, especially with the 30 years of repro. And it's a part of that conversation. Yeah, I'll stop there. See if there are any questions that you all have for me.
I do have a quick question. I know you talked about the reproductive bus tour on June 29th, which is a Saturday from 10 to 2. And there's
I'm
going
sorry. No, it's on the 28th, the discussion. I'm sorry if I misspoke.
Oh, no, that's okay. So June the 28th, which is
A Friday.
a Friday. Okay. And I know you mentioned that there's going to be some discussion. How specifically did you want, what does help look like from the commission? How can we support that?
Uplifting it. And I'm thinking maybe 2 folks who sit on the health chair, who are on the health table. Y'all forgive me. I'm all over the place. Y'all know what I mean. To come and speak to these things. I don't think that they're foreign. You all know about the maternal health issue in Missouri it's really stark. Um, a- and just when we talk about reproductive injustices and really, bringing men, the voice of men into the conversation. I think people really tend to think about that as a woman's issue, but we're talking about the children and the potential children of Black men, men who were not allowed to be fathers, or men who it's so much deeper than this. And I tell white women all the time that my brothers are so much closer to this issue than you could ever be, because of what has happened to us. Our men were taken from too, and we really talk about the women a lot, and which is really important. But our men lost the opportunities to be the fathers that they could be to their children. And so, if anybody has that kind of expertise to speak to those kinds of things, that would help. And the people who are going to be on the panel, they're amazing. So it's going to be a good discussion, and I think one that really needs to be had to let people start to see that we're not just talking about chattel slavery. We are talking about stuff that has happened. We're talking about policies and procedures that are going on right now in these medical systems that impact whether or not we're going to come out alive. I'm a doula too, y'all. I'm a doula. And so I'm in there. And there'll be other doulas. Yes, a commissioner. I see two hands. Commissioner Tahi was the first one I saw.
No, it was Commissioner Jones was before me.
Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies, Commissioner Jones.
No problem. Yeah, so I was just gonna ask about the time of the event on, you said the 28th, it's on a Friday?
10 to 2.
Oh, 10 in the morning, okay. If you could send that information, I guess, to,
Absolutely. We're getting the flyer firmed up and
okay,
looking good, and I'll send that along, but it's not
okay,
out there. If there are any edits we need to make, we can do that. I would love to get, especially for the conversation on the 29th, I can send that information. I just kind of want to firm up that location.
so the
Uh, the,
conversation's on the 29th, the 28th is the
yes,
tour. Okay, what
yes.
time is the conversation? That's what I
The,
wanted to
the conversation will be, it's not firmed up. I
know.
believe
Okay,
it will be around the same time, 10 to noon
okay, okay,
is what I believe. But it'll be firmed up this week. And
okay,
I can give those appropriate details.
okay,
Would love to have, if the commission is going to participate, think about maybe who the names that we can put on the flyer, information that we could put on the flyer, I think are the things that I would want to have approved.
okay. And then I just had a general question, for the commissioner, or really a comment for us to consider. I mean, I think this sounds like a really great event where we could all learn a lot that could inform some of our recommendations. And I know that some of the subcommittees, particularly Commissioner Ellis's subcommittees, had several listening sessions. And so I think that it's important that we come up with some method to collect the information that we're learning along the way, so that once we have an investigator, we have already some background information collected to be able to help inform them in some way of kind of some of the directions that they need to go. I think the listening sessions should be, I don't know if we're able to record them, or if we are able to have students or someone come in and take notes, kind of qualitative type notes from the sessions to get specific themes. But I really think we need to take advantage of opportunities like this, where you're going to have such rich dialogue from the community, and think about making sure that we're getting everything out of our listening sessions that we need to inform, the tasks that we've actually been given.
I think that's a good idea. I think we actually have recorded like the first first two, if I'm not mistaken, just through Zoom. Eric, can you confirm that? The listening sessions, were they recorded when we did those via Zoom? The first
I think
two?
they were,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. But to your point, the qualitative notes, I think definitely would be helpful, just, to continue discussions and kind of carry the work. Sister Justice, is there anything else with your?
There is one other thing that's coming together. The work that we're going to be doing with youth, and their first cohort will focus on reparations. It is a fellowship program, history, media, and art. We are partnering with KCPT, One Voice Radio. I'm bringing in journalists like Lisa Benson. Eric Stafford is actually doing the history portion. There's a young brother who's going to do video editing with the young folks, but it's 10 young folks will go through this fellowship, and they will produce information, whatever they choose. It could be video, it could be written work, it could be art that they produce, but the focus is reparations. And so I just wanted to uplift that we are engaging with young people and kind of really engaging in a real way. We want them to come out with some real skill on communication in particular,
Okay.
to carry these narratives forward. And so kind of we're starting to kind of build a bank of stories
Okay.
around young people voices for reparations. That's what this is about.
Awesome. And you said history, media, and arts. Is that the title?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, those are the focus. Actually, music is a part of that as well. We have an author who's going to be working with them. And so the idea is for them to come away to have produced several pieces of work to carry them forward, and also to offer the mentorship going forward. I know that was really important to me as a young person, to have somebody that I could reach out to who was doing what I wanted to do. And so we want to not just have this fellowship and end it after the 10 weeks, but to be able for them to carry on with these stories and really to help build this bank, this story bank, this narratives that we can use around the young people's voices around reparations, what that means to them.
Awesome. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions on that? Thank you so much.
I believe that this will launch in we're trying to get this to go for the summer.
For the summer. Okay.
Yes. And it is a paid fellowship for young folks. That's another thing I wanted to do.
Okay. I want to recognize Commissioner Tawheed.
Yeah. Sister Justice, you've raised the issue of the denial of fatherhood to Black men during enslavement. And I have research that is about the economic consequences or economic effects on Black father absence after enslavement, that I would be happy to share with you at that event. It's research that actually Cam Howard informed me was actually being used in the reparations project already, and I didn't know that until he let me know that a couple of years ago. So I'd be happy to share that research with you.
I'd really appreciate it. And anything that you all want to send my way, or if you all want to link up and talk, I think is really important. It's something that is overlooked and overshadowed so much, but it's so in our face at the same time. And I could say a whole lot. I could say a whole lot, but I won't take this time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Tawheed, I'd be interested in some of that too, if you wanted to share that, just maybe in general to the entire Oh, and I see Commissioner, it looks like everybody's shaking their head, so perhaps
Okay.
that could be something you can share with all of us.
I'd certainly be happy to do that at
Okay.
a meeting, either commission or some subcommittee. And when I said share this with you, Sister Justice, I meant at the event that you're having, to speak at the event.
Oh, to speak.
To be at the event that Sister Justice has asked, if there was anyone from the commission who would like to participate, any men in particular.
And then
So,
perhaps,
Thank you.
okay,
Okay.
perhaps that's also something, Eric, that we can upload to our repository, our library of information. Okay, good.
Sure.
So that's good.
I'll just say, that, so I think work for me, commitment to have, this over to Commissioner Jones. I'm hoping that we can get the location firmed up by Thursday. So, the latest by Friday, Commissioner Jones. But I hope to have it to you, before then.
Hey, thank you.
Eric, did you have something to let us? Okay,
We'll let you know. Janae will be running late.
she'll be running late today. Okay. We may be getting out here pretty early, so hopefully that she'll be able to come in before. Speaking of music, that kind of jogged my memory, and I want to know that Commissioner Barnes wanted us to just give an update on the rhythm, rhymes, and reparations. And I do see Commissioner Ford here, not to put you on the spot, and I know it's not on the agenda, but is there any type of update on that project that you can share?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see
Good
everyone, and happy holidays. I hope everybody's did well. But not at this time. We don't have any. I've had some other projects I've been working on, so I haven't had that been able to get back with the rhythm and rhyme reparations. So I will keep delving and see where we go from here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank
Good to
you.
hear your voice.
Oh, thank you so much. This makes an old man feel pretty good.
Right. Appreciate you. All right. Well, I know that Janae just sent a message that she's going to be running late for the KC Reparations Coalition report. I'll pause here if there's anyone else in her stead or standing proxy to provide that report. If not, we will transition into any more conversation that the commissioners may have. If not, then we will open it up to public input. All right. Well, I'll pause.
Well, one question.
Yes.
I want to be clear on as far as the RFIs, RFPs, where do we, if we have people that research organizations that might want to apply, who do we get that to? I need more clarification on that.
I would say that's something that's supposed to go to Commissioner Barnes. She did send me a message and say that she has not received any to date.
Okay.
And so if you know of anyone, if you could, spread the word out that we're still looking, that
Okay.
certainly would be helpful.
All right.
I guess that goes for everyone too, but no, we haven't received anything yet.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Ellis has his hand up.
Okay, Commissioner Ellis?
Yeah, along those
recognize you.
same, thank you. Along those same lines, how are we or where are we in this process of reappointing for our resignee? For the
That
criminal.
I do not know, and I can't speak on where we are with that. Does anybody else on the commission other than Commissioner Barnes that may know about that? She didn't give me any kind of information for this meeting. So I'm sorry, I don't have any status report for that. Did you have any recommendations or? It would be
I've just been been having the conversation haphazardly around the community. People have asked me about it. And I think that just to be frank, it doesn't feel good to tell people that I have no idea. As a member of the commission, I think that we should be at least informed on what the process looks like and the timeline for the process. And to have to be, fully honest and say, I have no idea, doesn't always feel great. And so,
Can I ask just a point of clarification? people are asking to fill that position, or what the process is, or the status that you don't know?
A little bit of all those things. Yeah, I think I may have had maybe one of each, right? Of someone coming and saying, hey, what's the process with this? Someone saying, hey, I may be interested in this. And some other people just asking whether or not it's been filled yet, who are kind of conscious observers of the process and of the committee from afar. And so again, I think just having as much information as we can and be able to answer the wide variety of questions would be useful.
So I think we all received a copy of the RFP, right? And it had some.
I've not seen it.
Okay.
But to answer, if I can, Commissioner Ellis, I know the mayor has an appointments secretary or an appointments person of some sort. And I think it would be appropriate for anybody on the commission to reach out and, you know, kind of find out what they want. If they got people in mind, I have a feeling there's enough of that going on that it gets backed up quite a bit. So maybe we need to be the squeaky wheel a little bit.
I don't mind making a call and just saying, where are we? That seems like, yeah.
It'd be nice to know, because I
Yeah.
think I think it's important to get that position filled.
Or Commissioner Ellis, did you want to inquire about that? I didn't want to, if you wanted to run with that and just get the answers to the questions.
I would be happy to find out. Do we have, is that what I just Google appointment secretary for the mayor? Does that sound right?
Probably, I would probably recommend your first point be to Terry Barnes. What do you think? And then.
Well,
Because she
or
doesn't-
the individual that was running this from the beginning. We all got communiques from a young man. I was trying to think of what his name was. But anyway, you've called the mayor's office and you want the appointments person, they'll give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else from the commission? Really good discussion here. All right, I've been told that Sister Janae is on the call. Welcome. I'm so glad you're in the room. If you do, I know you're trying to get in. Hey, raise the roof. We are so glad that you are here, and we are ready for your report for the Reparations Coalition, if you have one.
Absolutely. It's pretty much just an extension from the last report. I shared this report with the Midwest Reparations Group that First Repair does, as well as the national. So just updated them on the $370,000 that the commission has in the 24-25 budget. I just shared, because I don't know, I probably missed some of the updates of where you all are, but just share that you're hiring some investigators. And then the Black Audit Project wrapping up, and I did share with them that I would share that report with them for the next go around. And then the faith-based, the KC Clergy for Reparations, I think that's what it's called, that Reverend Dr. Howard is basically taking leadership of that initiative. So we're waiting for an update from him on all the updates from the Urban Summit meeting that happened, where we invited clergy to come out. So once I get an update from Reverend Dr. Howard on where they are and what faith-based groups want to contribute to the movement, hopefully I can share some of that in the next report.
Now, I'm kind of clueless to what you're saying. When you say contribute, or is there something they're providing? Are they doing programming? Are we partnering? Can you fill us in on those pieces?
That's the hope. So during that meeting, I actually put a PowerPoint together that had a lot of ask from what people from the coalition thought, and I think that Terry even gave some input, but it was a pretty good list of what the clergy and faith-based community could do. One being attend our meetings, share our meetings with their congregation, let us come and do presentations within their congregation, help raise money for the movement. Like there were several things on the list, and I'm happy to share that PowerPoint with you all.
Yeah, that would be great.
Mhm.
Good. Anything else with your report?
Nothing else with my report, but do we have something going on for Juneteenth?
We do not. I think you were still on your call, but what was it, the June the 16th has been postponed because the speaker is going to be doing another program for Mr. Alvin Brooks's red carpet event for his premiere of his movie that's coming out on the same time. So he will not be able to do it that week. So the conversation from Commissioner Jones is that we need to find another date, and most likely it won't be in June.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Block is hosting a Juneteenth event. I'll be more than happy to have you all there. It's an educator networking and liberation celebration. I'll be more than happy to host the commissioners and to be able to tie in the importance of the need and the conversation around reparations. So if that's something you all are interested in, just let me know. That's an easy programmatic shift for us.
Give us the dates on that. Did you have certain dates that you're targeting,
Yes,
Commissioner Ellis?
it's been planned. Yeah, the flyer actually dropped today, so it is on June 19th. It's on Juneteenth on Wednesday. It's at the Corrigan Station downtown. We're actually also hosting a film screening right before on Black male fatherhood and
Hey.
Black male educators. So a lot of correlation here. I didn't want to like try to blend too many things together, but it does fit if you all were hoping to looking for something to do, well, we're always doing something.
So I love that and would love to be a part of it. So why I asked about the commission's Juneteenth event is because someone was asking the coalition about doing a presentation on that day, Juneteenth. And I didn't want to conflict with anything that the commission had going on. So I didn't give them an answer. But with that being said, we got to figure out how these events that to me, they tie into the reparations movement to me. Some people would say it's not tied into reparations, but I think it is. And I wish that we had some sort of platform that we could share these events so we all know about it.
Yeah, because I can see a lot of overlap with Sister Justice, what she had talked about, and then Commissioner Ellis. That'd be a good collaboration for Black male fatherhood and engagement.
Absolutely. I think it kind of almost takes us back to a lot of the early conversations, or like Janae just said, around a communications platform. And what does that look like? Mailing lists, whether that be a social media, and how are we really disseminating information to our partners and to our community members.
All right.
If I may jump in here, I know discussion has been about having a Facebook page for the commission. Would this be something that would be helpful if we did have that Facebook page in place? Because I know discussion has gone several times, several months, and it's been tabled several times, and so maybe this might be a point that we can put in place. That's very inexpensive, I think, and effective.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
I'm always been, about using social media and being able to have some filters and some guidelines on it. I'm looking and working with other commissions, and they're on TikTok, they're on all these things, and really getting the information out there. I am pro Facebook for this purpose. Not sure what the pushback is on it, but you're right. We have tabled it several times, and so maybe we need to put that on the agenda for next time and just maybe take a vote and just kind of see definitively on how best we can do that. Because to Janae's point, there's a lot of great things that are happening, but we're doing it like on different islands. And that's not how it's supposed to function. And so I want to make note of that and put that down. Perhaps would the commissioners have any discussion on or any pushback on perhaps having some again, bringing that up on the next agenda? No objections?
No,
I'd
I
be
agree.
fully supportive and, you know, I
Amen.
think there's always drawbacks and things that can happen, but you know, when you get out of bed in the morning, stuff can happen. So
Right, right,
I
right,
don't
right.
think we need to let that keep us from moving forward, at least keeping this line of communication available to us.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, I'll make note of that and give that to Commissioner Barnes and see how she wants to handle that for the next agenda. All right, Sister Janae, is there anything else with your report? Didn't you have an event just recently or a speaker?
Actually, I was gonna say African History Saturdays is this coming Saturday, June 4th, and June 1st, and it is about fathers. So that would be something great that I was actually looking on here to see if I could share. I was going to share that PowerPoint with you all, and I could share the flyer for African History Saturdays, but I don't know what it is with this Zoom that it doesn't have all the features.
Features? Interesting.
Move your mouse down to the bottom and it might show up.
Well, so what I don't have the icon that lets me attach a document.
Oh, okay, so that's a permissions piece. So that's something, Eric, behind the scenes that would need to provide access in that way. While he's doing that, Sister Janae, if you could give us the who, what, when, where for this African History Saturday?
Absolutely. So
Thank
it
you.
is June 1st, this Saturday from 11 to 1 at Du Bois Learning Center, which is 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. And we're going to have Michael Long and the one of our beloved community members of the African-centered movement, Dr. Kevin Ballard. He's also going to be facilitating. And we're talking about the evolution of fatherhood. What was going on in Africa before enslavement? What was fatherhood like before enslavement over in Africa? And the evolution. So once African Americans came over here and were enslaved, the breeding, we're going to be talking about the breeding, talking about post-enslavement with the welfare state, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, and then this heightened rate of homicide and domestic violence in our community. How is all of that impacting the state of fatherhood? Okay. And what are practical ideology and solutions that we could use today to reduce those kind of statistics and get us to a place where more of our homes have a loving father residing.
Love it. Who's your target audience and how can we push that information? Like, who do we send that information to in our networks?
The target audience is the entire community. So this is African History Saturday. So it's for the entire family. Okay. I really try to push youth attendance. So I do a $100 drawing for elementary, middle school, and high school youth. If they attend and as many of their friends and family that they bring, they get another raffle ticket for the $100 drawing. So the hope is that, there'll be a great showing of youth, but usually we have a good mix of elders, middle age, young people, but it really is for people of all ethnic backgrounds, but mostly there's African Americans, but that's just because we haven't gotten to a place where we're feeling more comfortable being in the same room together, having these kinds of conversations with other ethnic groups, but hopefully that'll change.
Absolutely. And hopefully those of us that are young at heart can also put our names in that $100 drawing. Will you allow that too for us middle agers?
You might have to do a second drawing.
A second drawing for the middle agers. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you so much for your report. Are there any questions from the commission? All right. All right. I'm going to go right into public input. We're going through this rather quickly. Eric, is there any questions on the platform?
Stacy Webb has her hand up.
Okay, the commission would like to recognize Stacy Webb. If you could take your phone off of mute. Can you take it off of mute for her, please?
Did that work?
There you go. Yes,
Okay,
welcome.
great. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I just like to put my 2 cents in on having a communication platform. I would love to have more details about where to go and when, et cetera. And then one last thing, on Juneteenth, would it be possible for you all to have a table with flyers of all the events that are going to be happening?
Are
Just
you
putting that out there.
No, that's a great thing to put out there. Perhaps Janae, you probably have the most information about what's going on. Did you want to address that? Or perhaps you already have those?
So, Miss Stacy, are you inviting us to an event where we could share flyers, or help me understand more?
I've been to Juneteenth and they have booths, out in the festival kind of street. And I was just wondering if you all would have a table that would have those flyers so that everybody could, pick them up if they haven't seen anything or heard anything yet.
You are absolutely, I see where you coming from, Sister Stacy.
I
What you
want to
are
know
saying,
about this stuff. I'm going to be
Right.
at that table before the flyers get away.
I love it.
yeah, because what you're saying is, why doesn't the Mayor's Commission on Reparations and the KC Reparations Coalition have a table at Juneteenth?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Now, did she
Is it-
say that or
is
did
it
she
too
say
late to
flyers
handle
at the Juneteenth?
I think that's what
I
she's
heard
saying.
different.
Basically, why wouldn't we be there disseminating whatever we have?
Yeah, but
going?
I think she's also asking that at the upcoming event that we're going to have, will we ensure that a table is present that will have all of the upcoming events?
Yeah,
on-
and any information, yes, but definitely those upcoming events, since we don't have or y'all don't have a platform yet, communication platform. Because there is a lot going on and I hate for it to not be well attended.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And Miss Stacy, if you have any other ideas on how best to do that, I know we had a little bit of a conversation about social media, and that's something we certainly want to talk about in detail, probably in our next agenda. But if there's any other things that you'd like to submit as some ideas, we certainly are open to that and appreciate it.
Well, if I can,
Yes, go ahead.
if I can jump in here,
Go ahead.
the conversation has raised an issue of whether or not we should have a table at Juneteenth, and is it possible for us to do so at this late time? I think that's something that we should raise with the chair, and that we should then raise with the city and, of course, the people who are organizing the Juneteenth event. I assume you mean the event down at on 18th and Vine, that Juneteenth event. So yeah, we should have a table there if it's possible.
Okay.
I concur.
Are you all volunteering?
I'll volunteer to contact. I'll volunteer to contact the chair and
Okay.
see if we can push that through. Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you so much for that. I will put your name down for Juneteenth table. Commissioner Ellis, I saw a thumb on the screen, thumbs down on that. Okay, so that would be your vote. Thank you so much, sir. All right, any other discussion about that? All right.
And I mean thumbs down in terms of volunteering to be there. All
I
in
figure
favor
so.
of it. Yeah,
I
all in
figure
favor of
so.
it. Love
Right.
it.
You got other things going on, so I figured that's what you would put the thumbs down on. But we have Commissioner Tahi that's gonna hold up the banner for that one. Okay, any other questions? Stacy, the commission recognizes Stacy Webb.
Hi, yeah, I realize that people do somebody has to staff the table,
Mhm.
and I would be happy to sit there if you need, or stand there. I have to say, mine is a white face, so I don't know if that's what you would want there. But if you just need a body, I'm a warm body. But I would have to have flyers and information. But I would be happy to, lend my time to that if you all are too, have other obligations.
Stacy, I think we would welcome that. So if there's some contact information that you can give to the chair here or to Eric to make sure that I'm in contact with you. Hopefully,
Yes,
hopefully we can get this organized in the time. But
and I hate to put you on the spot, Janae, but actually, I have contact with you via email. And so, could you be the go-between for us? Would that be all right, or is that too much to ask?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Reach out whatever you need. If I can assist, I will.
Okay, so I'm just gonna send some information. I can't put it in chat. The chat is disabled.
sure.
Um, but I mean, I could say it right now if somebody wants to take it down.
Well, if you're already on an email list with Janae, she can make that contact between
Okay.
between
Okay,
you.
yeah, I'll send an email to Janae and as a reminder, and then she can be the go-between. Thank you so much, Janae. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Stacy. What a awesome offer. I would have gave it a heart, but I don't have my icons.
I know it. Those things are missing. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm gonna mute.
Thank you so much, Miss Stacy. I'm starting to recognize your voice each meeting, and we certainly appreciate how engaged you are in this effort, and then volunteering to be a part of this. And so, hopefully, by our next meeting, we can have a thumbs up, we can have a heart, we can have attachment features. But I'm sure everybody will be giving you 2 thumbs up for your efforts and for being willing to volunteer for the table.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else? Well, I don't believe that there will be any pushback or any objections for me closing out the meeting at 4:02. So I'm going to pause for a second just to see if there are. If not, without objection, I will call this meeting to close at 4:03. Thank you all so much for being here. I took a few notes and I'm going to send them to Commissioner Barnes, and then I'm sure she'll be giving us our marching orders from them. So thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for those that were able to sit in and listen to the commissioners meeting.
Thank you.
Good meeting.
All right.